Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today, and this is your host Aastha Chopra. Well, we are in a very special conversation with Miss Avantika, who is the Executive Director of Balrampur Chini Mills. Thank you so much, Avantika, and we are obliged to have you on our channel. First of all, many congratulations for this shift. And you came to Mumbai. How's the weather treating you? Likewise, it's pouring down. But coming back to the work, so I want to understand what drove you for this big step. If you're talking about, this is a huge sector, especially in a country like India. It's booming, it's volatile, it has its up and down. How is it treating you? What drove you? What innovation drove you for this step?
Uh, Thank you so much, firstly, for having me. It's my complete honor to be here and not the other way around at all. You're asking me the story, and it always makes me a little bit emotional, so bear with me. When I entered the business, apart from the sugarcane side, which was looked after by my grandmother, I was given the responsibility to look after the side of value addition to product and byproduct. And as a millennial, of course, the first thing I did was scour the internet. And it was until I saw this one French company that had a clear bottle almost, which looked exactly like this one. And it said that it is made from sugarcane. Of course, for a person like me, that tingled every nerve in my body. And I got in touch with them. I used Translate. I sent them emails in French and English and everything, what have you. And I went over there. And at first when we went over there, I thought that this bioplastic is made from bagasse, because we had excess of bagasse which we wanted to do something nice with, and not just paper, because that had already been done. We wanted to innovate, we wanted to do something which is truly a value add, where you're not just getting skimmed off by commodities as we always are. So, I looked into it, as we started getting deeper and deeper, we realized that this is a very complex chemical process, and only players like us who are large enough can do it and make a difference, because we have control over the raw material, over energy, and over the farmers who actually can help us through this whole journey. So in India, it would be very difficult for a chemical company to do this alone without a sugar manufacturing company associated with. And, it took me 4 years to convince our internal senior management and our board of directors to say yes, but at the end they did, and, the rest is history.
Well, everything ended well, so that counts. Yes. So moving on, how will you balance this PLA bio polymer, which is ventured with sugar and everything, to compete in this competitive, pricing sensitive market? So how are you thinking that to going forward?
Great question, common question, and I think the more we talk about it, the better it is. So PLA today is priced around double of a plastic, give or take, of course. And I think that India being a very price sensitive market, it's a very good question. Now there are two aspects to this. So firstly, there is a 19 item single use plastic ban in India. So for example, straws are banned, the cups are banned, like all disposable cutlery is banned, plastic bags which are too thin are banned, many things are already banned. So in that case, we only have to compete with the alternatives of plastic. So there we can easily compete. For example, most of the straws in India are already starting to become PLA straws, even before we have a plant here, because they're already importing and making it from PLA, because paper straws really don't work. They become soggy, and you can only keep it for 5 minutes. And with children, it's exceptionally bad. Then the cleaning of the other kind of straws, like metal straws and this and that, it feels somehow unhygienic in a public place. In your own home, you can imagine. So actually, PLA is a very good answer to this problem. And why am I focusing on straws? Because our country is so large that only the straw market in India is 100,000 tons, and my plant is only 80,000 tons. So it's what I'm trying to say. This is just the tip of the iceberg. India's plastic consumption is around 15 to 20 million tons, depends on how you cut it. And out of this, 5 million tons is single-use plastic alone. So even if we look at the 19 banned items, even if I only do like 2-5% of these things, I'm sold out. And it's not about price really anymore. And once we're able to scale up and reduce the price, then this is the question which is out the window, and that's my goal.
Well, you explained it very nicely, and also it's a bit of funny thing when you mentioned about the straws. This is one of the most trendy topics which came up in America as well.
Drill, baby, drill. And I was like,
Exactly.
no, PLA, baby, PLA.
Exactly, exactly. So that's funny, and that's a very strong thing nowadays. Straw is a very common subject, but it's very important as well at the same time as well.
When the president of the US is mentioning it,
Exactly,
I think I
exactly.
should also mention
So we
it.
already, yeah, yeah. So already we laughed at it when it came into light, and now when you're addressing it, it's like it's a challenge. Really, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. But well, that's of course. So getting into it, how are you like stabilizing the policy changes and the price volatility coming in different substances? It's a big thing for that as well.
I will not say it is easy. It's definitely not easy. But I think that the warmth and the attention and the positive energy which we have received from Government of India and Government of UP, and I am talking about all levels, from the very bottom to the very top, and I mean everybody in between. They are so positive about this change. They feel so proud, and almost as proud as we do. That we have only seen things moving in a positive light. For example, the UP bioplastic policy is the first policy in the country, and dedicated specially to bioplastics. And it is giving us a 50% capital subsidy, a 5% interest subvention, and a state GST reimbursement. So who does this? This is amazing. And the central government has a Bio E3 policy which was approved by cabinet, which was also after our announcement, though it was coincidence completely, that the Honorable Prime Minister approved it in cabinet in August 24, where they give impetus to biomanufacturing with bioplastic specifically mentioned as national priority. So policy is there. In fact, what they ask us is, when will you commission, when will you commission? And it's a really proud feeling for us and them, I think.
Wow, well, that's very good to hear. Also, coming to sugar, how will like Balrampur capitalize 2024-25 sugar export quota, especially? And are you targeting any specific markets or international markets?
So, when it comes to sugar, you're asking for both the questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we have actually already sold our quota long back in January, February when it came out. So, our quota expectation is fulfilled. We have contracted it to others down in Maharashtra side, because it is more viable for them to export rather than us, because their price comes a little lower, since their sugarcane price comes a little lower. So, it's very common for UP mills to trade their export quota, and it's actually great machinery that the government provides for you to do that.
So any target you have seen in terms
It's
of
already
export?
it's already come into the balance sheet. It's all done.
The international markets, if you are
So we have given away our export quota.
okay,
We have sold it
okay,
to somebody else who will do the physical export.
okay,
Yeah,
that's understandable. Also, are you ensuring what about the supply chain, the stability of the sugar and rest of the PLA?
So look, sugar is an old, mature market.
Yeah.
Supply chain, I think you might be talking about Indian sugar production.
Yes.
Yeah. So next year is going to be a good crop. Maharashtra, Karnataka side, the planting has been good. UP would be flattish, I assume. UP is always a bit either flattish or 5-7% up and down. UP is largely not giving us the big swings. It's usually coming from the south, and next is a big positive one. So we see a very good year coming. The rains have been good. Touch wood, we are in the middle of it. You welcomed me with rains, in fact. So this is very good for sugarcane and very good for the country. We should see, farmers should be happy this year.
Well, that's why I introduced you. How is monsoon treating you? Because that's a good news for you
for
as
Maharashtra
well, and for
sugarcane,
farmers
yes.
and everything. So, just one question for my understanding: like, for lots of funding and investments are taking place. So, is there any fear of debt coming in future? A little bit
For us?
yeah.
We've never feared debt. We always keep, I think we always have a very, very how do you say, conservative book. And even this debt which we are taking on for the PLA project, before we take on this debt, the previous debt is already off our books. So that way we are very responsible, we are very conservative. We do not, we think that the shareholders' money is more important than any other stakeholders' money. So we are, with financials, we are always very conservative, and we do not try to put our feet out of the blanket.
Well, that's good to hear. Just before I let you go, Avantika, just one last thing. In 5 to 10 years, looking forward, will like Balrampur focus on Chini or sugar oriented in coming, or will you diversify your product portfolio, or will you see what's there out there in the market?
Look, we are celebrating 50 years today, and it's only because of Chini. So Chini and sugarcane will always be the backbone. The value-added products, definitely, I think it's time for it to come. You know, sugar is always named as white poison, you know, and everybody says no without sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me do something better with sugar. So yeah, I think that will always happen. Innovation, I think, is at my heart, and I can't let go of it.
Well, it was lovely talking to you, Avantika. You painted a very beautiful picture of white, I will not say poison, but a white sugar and white sweeteners, if you might say. It was lovely talking to you. You painted a very good picture. You answered all our questions. Thank you so much. And once again, we congratulate you on this big event, which is Mumbai also welcoming you with lots of showers. Thank you so much, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.